Hello everyone, I'm S. Suganya, working as an assistant professor in Department of Psychology, Holy Cross College, Trichy. In this video, I'll be delivering a lecture on the topic 4 lobes and their function. By the end of this video, you'll be able to gain knowledge about the 4 lobes, where are they being located, what are all their function, what happens when this lobe is being injured or damaged. First comes is a frontal lobe. This lobe, as you see it in the figure, it is located in the front part of the brain. It is the largest lobe. This lobe is separated from the parietal lobe by central sulcus, and it is being separated from the temporal lobe by lateral sulcus. This lobe is considered to be an emotional control center, and it also plays a major role in our personality and how we act. The main function of frontal lobe is executive functioning. That is, they are helpful in making decisions, problem solving, planning, judgment, motivation, impulse control, social behavior, learning, reward, memory, personality and attention. This frontal lobe is like a conductor in an orchestra who keeps all the musicians to play correctly according to the song. If this frontal lobe is getting damaged, then we will be lagging behind in all the executive skills. If the frontal lobe is damaged, then there is change in our personality. There will be difficulty in concentration and attention and taking information. Emotional responses may be reduced. Difficulty with motivation, that is apathy, is found, and there will be difficulty in initiation of works. Changes in ability to control behavior, that disinhibition, is found. Reduced self-awareness, poor judgment and decision making are the results. Difficulty in planning things and meeting goals is highly difficult for the person whose frontal lobe are being injured, and concrete thinking is very much difficult for them. The parietal lobe are located behind the frontal lobe and above the temporal lobe. As you see it from the figure, it is being separated from the frontal lobe by central sulcus, and from the temporal lobe by lateral sulcus, and from the occipital lobe by parieto-occipital sulcus. This lobe main function is somatosensory function. One of the main function is to allow us to make sense of things we touch. For example, whether an object is smooth or sharp or firm or soft. The parietal lobe also tells us whether a body is in relation to the object around us. This allows us to move around without bumping into things. This function is known as visuospatial process. The parietal lobe are also important for skills such as math, spelling and eye-hand coordination. If the parietal lobe is being damaged, there will be difficulty in naming objects, that is anomia is present, difficulty in distinguishing left from the right, difficulty with eye-hand coordination, difficulty in making sense of what we see even if we don't have any visual impairment, that is visual perceptual difficulty is observed, difficulty in knowing the function of an object is seen. Next lobe is the occipital lobe. This lobe is located back of the brain. As you see it in the figure, this lobe is separated from the parietal lobe by parieto-occipital sulcus and from the temporal lobe by pre-occipital notch. The occipital lobe has an important role in vision because they allow us to make sense of information that comes from our eye. This process is known as visual processing. They make us to see objects and stimuli. They make us to analyze, recognize, memorize of visual stimuli. Shapes and colors and sizes of objects are very well understood. If this occipital lobe is being damaged, blurred vision or sight loss is seen. Visual hallucination and distortion is found. Difficulty with identification of colors are seen. Difficulty in recognizing words. Difficulty in recognizing when people or things are moving is observed. The temporal lobe are located on the side of your brain just above your ears. As you see it in the figure, this lobe is separated from frontal and parietal lobe by lateral sulcus and from occipital lobe by pre-occipital notch. The main function is to help us process and understand sounds such as musical notes and speech. Other functions, including managing our emotion and recognizing face, are observed. A part of a temporal lobe called as hippocampus plays a major role in memory. So therefore, it allows us to hear sounds, analyze pitch, and frequency. This allows us to process auditory stimuli like analyzing, recognizing, memory of auditory stimuli. If these temporal lobes are being damaged, there is difficulty in recognizing faces, things or places, difficulty in understanding or remembering what people say, difficulty in reading is observed, difficulty in recognizing object, short-term memory difficulties are found, changes in sexual behavior and increased aggressions are found. Dear viewers, this is all about the 4 lobes of our brain.
Thank you.